Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have for you another episode of Old School Shoots. It is time for Alistair's bi-monthly return to his YouTube channel. Today we have for you Masayuke Naruse taking on random Australian man Daniel Higgins. Daniel Higgins, I believe, is one of Chris Haseman's students. He was on one or two of the Rings Australia cards before finally making his appearance in actual Rings proper. And here he is taking on the light heavyweight Rings champion, Masayuke Naruse. Now, this is fairly classic Japanese matchmaking. Getting some rando Australian for your champ and or stars to beat up, and it's always fun to watch. The only guy who really sort of evolved beyond that was in fact Chris Haseman, becoming sort of the gatekeeper of Rings, whereas nearly everybody else who was brought in kind of stalled out before making their way all the way up. Not that other guys didn't have success outside of the Japanese promotions, or outside of the original Japanese promotion. I know that the Papadopoulos students went pretty well in Shuto after leaving Pancrase, but it was still classic Japanese matchmaking. And here he is, throwing side kicks and spin kicks, and hitting quite a nice wizard turnover into half mount. He's on Naruse's head. Now he's trying to shut down that underhook that Naruse has on the other side. Not that Naruse is doing anything with it in particular at the moment, but he seems to think that it's not good. Trying to work double wrist lock. Reaching back, trading grips, breaking the legs apart of Naruse, who's gone out on the leg. Pulling on the heel here. Were heels at this point, heel hooks banned at this point in Rings? Given we are in 1998, I think so. Oh, Higgins himself going after the leg. Naruse hipping away. Higgins standing back up, getting weight on that leg. Smart defense. Good to see. Pulling up on the neck of Naruse. Naruse inverting under again, rolling through. Higgins trying to get his weight back on. You know what? It's time for that rant again. Alistair will once again rant about modern leg lock game being very, very dependent on old school Japanese work. As you could see there, the defenses were fairly standard in what you'd see today. The attacks were fairly standard in what you'd see today. And Higgins able to come out on top into mount in his Adidas grey shorts, which aren't a great choice in my opinion, compared to the quite nice gear of Masayuke Naruse. Naruse on top now, bridging out of that mount. Higgins listening to his corner here, getting wrist control. Trying to break the posture of Naruse. Naruse trying to underhook one leg. Pushing away on the chest of Higgins, going to the hips. There you go. Just trying to break apart the grip of Higgins. Sliding his elbows into the thighs, pretty basic grip breaks. Asking to be triangled there, kinda. Sitting back and putting one leg, one arm in between Higgins' legs. So we'll see if Higgins throws up one of those. Double ankle sweep attempt. Naruse manages to kick free. Legs broken, dropping back on the single leg crab. Going after the single leg crab. Higgins going for the ropes and escape. Standard attack there. Can't pass guard. Fuck it. Chase a leg lock. And for Naruse in this particular instance, it has worked very well. We're in sort of a transitional period of Naruse here. He hasn't got his mop, but he hasn't got his flat top either. Oh! Manages to just scooch under that high kick of Higgins. Higgins falling over. Getting fucked up in the ropes here. If Higgins is smart enough, he could keep scooching backwards and get stood up. But because Naruse is on the back, that is unlikely. Would require impartial refereeing from Ryugaku Wada, which isn't something we're going to see. Not that he's a bad referee, but as is often the case, if you're on top and you're a foreigner, the referee will stand you up the moment you hit the ropes. If you're on top and you're Japanese, they'll give you some time to work. Part of that, of course, relies on the different in attacking styles of the two. Like Naruse, oh, still got the break here. That was actually pretty good. But Japanese attacks were often more scrambling, more fluid, created more motion, whereas the... oh, nice! Ducks under the spinning backhand and hits a modified rock bottom. Nearly goes for the armbar there. Naruse pops free and comes out on top. Very nice. Good little scramble there. Back to being racist. No. So often the guys from a shoot wrestling lineage, their attacks would be more fluid, would focus on moving around to create an opening rather than creating openings through pressure. Whereas the jiu-jitsu stylist, the wrestling stylist, is more focused on creating pressure from on top with a more static control that results in a less exciting product for the audience, and therefore the referees of the shoot wrestling lineage are more likely to call a stand-up. We've got the north-south choke here from Masayuke Naruse. Interesting. Cool. The crowd liked that one. They didn't find it super exciting, but they're like, oh, that's clever. Hence the golf clap. Alright, 5 minutes passed. Low kick from Higgins. Oh! Tornado kick, spinning back kick from Higgins. Bounces off the dome of Naruse, who drives into his back and pushes him down to the floor. Sliding up into side control. Got the... he's got that far arm quite well. Higgins has linked his hands together in a defense here. But Naruse was... had his hand in the armpit, which is a good way to control that far arm into doing whatever you want to do. But now he's in mount and just sort of pushing his fists into Higgins' throat. Valid attack. Higgins starting to run out of steam a little bit. Every time he gets a bit of a break, he throws out something cool, but not doing great on the bottom here. Nice bridge attempt there, but no, wasn't securing either of Naruse's posts, so Naruse was able to stay on top. Z mount from Naruse. Higgins hoping that this double underhook is going to keep him safe. We'll see about that one. Trying again. Backstep from Naruse. Down to side control. Higgins grabbing on to that top arm, hoping for the best with that. There. Rounded north-south again. Oh no, the choke, Higgins! Higgins, the choke! Naruse sprawling out on it, going for it again. Higgins looking for the ropes. Naruse shifting around a little bit, trying to get it more secure. Don't think he's got the bite quite. Oh no, there we go. It's looking like Higgins is trying pretty bad. Bridge in, trying to roll Naruse over. Yeah, just didn't quite look like he had the full bite required. Higgins trying to bridge over and come up on that leg, but Naruse able to sprawl out and come back on top. Into half guard. Top half guard. Higgins going out on the leg. There you go. But he's too low, doesn't have the hip. Not doing enough to break Naruse's base there in order to attack the legs. Naruse is able to keep his weight on Higgins. But here we are, we're running into a little bit of trouble. And stood up. Oh, slow stand up from Higgins there. Looking tired. Naruse is corner talking to him. He knows to expect some flying bullshit from Higgins here. He was loading up for the high side kick there. There it is! Hook kick attempt. Naruse shoots underneath it. Sprawl from Higgins, tries to go for the guillotine. Naruse hips away in order to escape, but gives up mount. Higgins, alright, you got to do something pretty quickly here, Higgins, otherwise they're going to stand you up. So he's currently just hanging out on top. Alright, starts working for double wrist lock attempt. Looking back at the legs. Trying to scooch Naruse a little way away from the ropes. Alright, there we go. Thinking about one arm. Still, just hanging out in mount. Not doing quite enough for the referee. He's probably going to call action pretty soon. Oh, there we go. action. Going for the Juji Gatami from the Americana / top wristlock grip. But yeah, pretty obvious attack. Naruse able to keep his elbow tight and defend. Higgins giving up mount. This is why you don't go for armbars from mount, people. Unless you want to be a cool dude. Back to the single leg crab. Ooh! Naruse belly down on that single leg crab. Going after it hard. Higgins catching the ropes. Not looking comfy. Naruse slightly slow to stand up, but yeah. Good attack from Naruse. Nice counters. Higgins holding his own a little bit here. Like attacking, getting off some interesting stuff, but, you know, still being outclassed by Naruse. Thinking about a high kick is Higgins. Back to the left foot forward, so we're going to see a left kick of one variety or another, I think. Ah! Spin kick again. Duck straight under. Smile on the face of Higgins is like, whoops. That was foolish. Naruse scooching backwards. Naruse grinding the forearms here to open up the guard of Higgins. Back on the leg he goes. The moment Higgins' legs are open, he's just like, yep, I'm not hanging around here in this anymore. I'm going to go attack some legs. And going for the toe hold. Not good for Higgins. Higgins trying to knee bar while he's getting one leg toe holded. Not good. Knee bar. All right, toe hold race. There you go. But Naruse's leg straight. Higgins' leg loose. Oh! Naruse gives up. Goes for the fence. Back to the knee bar goes Higgins. He's legs are too straight and not quite able to get the torque required on that one before our good friend Naruse has been able to escape. Oh! And then just with the crossface! He must have sold out on that. But yeah, so there you are, Naruse with the power of a crossface / shoulder lock. Usually quite uncomfortable, but not what I'd call a submission. Has been able to tap Daniel Higgins. Quite a fun little fight there, and we will see Higgins one more time in rings. Honestly, after this performance, I don't know why they didn't get him back some more. But there you go. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, ladies, gentlemen, and anybody else. Thanks for tuning back into Old School Shoots. And I shall see you all next time.